making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah. Things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, things we're making Thursday, yeah.
Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin, and as you can tell from the jingle, it is Thursday. It is time for Things We're Making Thursday, yeah. So, real quick, the jingle was made by Jess from J Hook Magic and her husband. And, what is Things We're Making Thursday? So, Things We're Making Thursday is a collaboration between a lot of people, and we're making things and sharing it on Thursday. So, last year, we would pick a pattern, and everyone would work on the same pattern, and, you know, put their own little slant on it, and all that stuff. And it was wonderful. But this year, we decided to do things a little differently and pick categories and say, okay, January, we're making slippers. Go make slippers. Let's see everyone's slipper creativity. And it can be whatever craft you desire. You know, crochet, knit, if you want to sew, if you, like, I don't know much about weaving, but if you can weave the fabric and then sew up your own slippers, is that what happens? That sounds amazing. Like, do that. If you, like, I don't even know. Any way you can make a slipper, do it. You can carve clogs. That would be cool. So I decided, the kids have been asking me for slippers, so I thought I would make the kids slippers this month. I have a pattern, a tutorial on my channel for the very first pattern my grandma ever taught me when I learned to knit way back in the olden days, you know, when I was 10. And my goal is to make a slipper a week because I'm busy. So if I make a slipper a week, I'll have 4 slippers at the end of the month, and each kid will have a pair of slippers. So I did finish! Bingo! Slippers! Look at how cute they are! These are knit. And it's a very, very simple knitting pattern. Uses 5-weight yarn or 2 4-weights held together. I did that so many times. I love doing that. The tutorial I have is for adult size, but you can scale it down. Look at how cute, tiny. Okay, so I scaled these down. The pattern says cast on 26 stitches. For these, I cast on 17. So each of the little sections are 5 stitches, and then you have the 2 extra stitches for the little ridge there. And then it's all garter stitch and a 1x1 rib toe. Sew it up. You're good to go. Do I have a hair hanging off there? Probably. But I got questions about, do I put grippers on the bottom? And that is a great question for myself, and, like, you know, I don't know how to say it, but for, like, myself, I don't. But if I were making it for an elderly person that I knew had mobility issues, yes, I would put gripper stuff on the bottom. But, so you can either get, like, they make things that are literally called, like, it's literally called, like, grip or something. Or you could just use, like, puffy paint from the craft aisle. You know how in the 90s we used to put it on our t-shirts and stuff? Do you still do that? I don't know. I feel like it made a comeback a couple of years back. But you could use that. You could put that on it. You could just take your glue stick and put glue on it. Or, which is what I'm going to do. So these aren't quite done yet. Dritz makes this. So what this is it's anti-skid gripper fabric. It's literally the bumpy fabric that is on the bottom of footy pajamas for children. And this was, can you see it? $7 to $10 on Amazon. I'm sure you could get it at Joann's and places like that. It was not available at my Joann's, but it doesn't mean it's not available in some Joann's. But what you can do is just basically roughly trace the size you need on the fabric, cut it out, and just sew it on. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, or you could even just do like a toe pad and a heel pad. Whatever you want, and you absolutely can sew on knit and crochet fabric. I sew lining into my bags all the time. You can even put it on a sewing machine. Now, because I've sewn these all together, I can't really get this on my sewing machine, so it's going to have to be a hand sewn job here, which I am a modern woman and I am fully respectful of the people that came before me and created the modern tools to make my crafting easier. It's a way to honor them, right? We don't have to do it all the hard way. Someone invented these things. And I mean, the sewing machine's been around forever and a day. But yes, so I fully support using sewing machines and not having to hand sew every piece of fabric into a project or anything like that. So, I am going to go ahead and add the gripper bottom to these slippers and then give them to her. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the slippers for Chomps. And I'm not going to put it back in there. It's ripping the bag. Oh, the yarn I'm using. I am using Puzzle. Premier Puzzle yarn in the colorway Hangman. Remember, it's all based on games. So, it's an unfortunate game that they chose for that, but they did. I'm using just my straight aluminum US 10.5, which is a 6.5 millimeter, I believe. Yep. 6.5 millimeter knitting needles. And yeah, these are actually one of the first pairs my grandma gave me from her stash, and you can see they're aluminum, so over time the heat of my hand has bent them. I love them! They're well used, well loved, and yeah. So I'm going to use that same yarn. It takes very little yarn to make these very little slippers. So I will likely have more than enough yarn there to even make myself a pair after I finish Chomp's pair. But, like I thought, my sinuses felt clear. And then I sat down here to record, and the drainage begins. So I apologize for the nasaliness and the sniffling. This winter has not been good on the respiratory sinus front for, I think, most people. But we're not here to talk about that. Okay, if you are making slippers and would like to share them, you are more than welcome to. If you're a content creator, go ahead and just use the hashtag TWM, as in, oh, what is it? Monkey T, things we're making Thursday. And that's how we're going to kind of track the videos. If you are not a content creator, you are totally welcome to join in. I'm going to drink a tea here for 1 second. Oh, it's still quite hot. I like putting my tea in the metal mugs, but then it stays hot for so long that I have to like wait an hour and a half before I can start drinking it. Anyway, or I can put a splash of milk in it. But this is a peach tea and I don't like milk in it. I'm picky sometimes. Where was I going? Okay, there is a Facebook group if you are not a content creator that Jenna from Jenna Stitches created for us way back near the beginning of this. It's going to be linked down below. You can post your pictures there, or you can share your pictures with any of the content creators that are making videos, and we're more than happy to share them out. I have a couple in my Facebook group, which is also linked down below if you want to join that. The Krafting Kitty community group. I'm back. So, as I was talking there, I realized I had not asked permission to share a picture that was shared on my Facebook group. So, I wanted to just come on quick and say, I have a picture to add. And it is beautiful. It is from Mo, and it is, she did a great job on her slippers, so take a look. I love them. Thank you for sharing. There was another pair of slippers shared in my Facebook group. I did not get confirmation on whether or not I could share them, but if I get that confirmation, I'll go ahead and throw them in next week's video. So, talk to you later. Bye! And I love seeing them. I love how creative and awesome everybody is. It's always so cool to see the different things that can be made and the different ways people might be making it. Like, I saw a couple of people in the Facebook group making this style of slipper, and it's like they all learned it years and years ago. So this is like just the ubiquitous slipper that everyone knew how to make in the 70s and 80s, I think, and passed it down. So it's always fun to get back to things like that. I'm going to go ahead and stop blibber blabbering, and I will talk to you later. I will be sure next week to grab this and show you what they look like once I put the gripper fabric on them. But maybe it's better if I show Chomps's, because I will be smarter and put the gripper fabric on before I sew them all up, so I can use that sewing machine. It makes it so much easier. It's just zoop, 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 you're done. Duh. If you do use a sewing machine on something like this, so this is gonna be, I'm not, if you know how to sew, this is gonna be nothing new to you, but this type of fabric, it's not going to fray on you, so you could probably get away with just doing a straight stitch around. I would suggest though doing like a zigzag or something and going over the edge to just cover and protect that edge, because it is going to be on the bottom. It's gonna be some wear and tear on it, and I would just, you probably best, you know, like gold star technique, probably sew it and then go back around in a zigzag to double sew it. I don't know if I got that patience. It's a small thing, so I probably would. If it was a large thing, I probably wouldn't and just do the zigzag. I'm naughty. I am a naughty knitter. I knot things up as I knit. And yeah, I tend to take the easy ways on things. But they're beautiful. And people love them. Okay, now I really am going to stop blibber blabbering. And I will talk to you next week and show you my progress on Chomps's slippers. Okay, bye!